In this video, we'll be going over 5 mistakes you should avoid when using early park admission. First off, how do you get early park admission? The first way is if you're staying at a Universal resort, you will get early park admission. There's also one more way you can get early park admission. We will talk about that later on in the video though. Plus, if you have preferred or premier annual passes, then you can also get early park admission. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get more great tips like this. So here are the 5 mistakes you should avoid when using early park admission. Number 1, not knowing what time the park opens. Now this is a big one because you don't want to get there and realize that the time for early entry has already passed. You need to make sure to keep checking the Universal app. As your trip gets closer, Universal is always updating their opening and closing times. They might change the time from when you first booked your vacation. Universal will adjust the times based on how busy the park is. I've had the times change on me from when I first booked my vacation to a few weeks before my vacation. So it's really important to make sure that you have the right time. Mistake number 2, eating breakfast in the parks during early park admission. For early park admission, you really want to try and get as much done before all the crowds come. If you stop to get breakfast, you'll be wasting those precious minutes that you have. I have kids, so what I like to do is I will pack some breakfast items before we leave for our trip, and I'll put them in the luggage. And things like Pop-Tarts, granola bars, or protein bars, something easy for them to eat on the go or right before we leave while everyone's getting ready. You might be thinking that, well, I don't want to put all that stuff in my luggage. It's a waste of space. But if you think about it, all the souvenirs will need a place to go. So if you have food and you put it in the luggage, once you eat all that food, you'll have extra space in your luggage that you could use for souvenirs. However, if you don't want to bring food from home, you can also order it from places like Amazon Prime, Instacart, Ship. They will deliver them to your hotel. Or if you find something at the food court in your hotel that you could put in your fridge or save for the next day, you could also buy that the night before. But there are many ways that you could have something quick to eat before you go off to the parks, or just put in your backpack and eat while you're in line. However, if you do really want to eat breakfast in the park, you could also just wait until early park admission is over. The Three Broomsticks has a great breakfast, lots of variety and good food. They stopped serving breakfast at 10:30, so you will have time if you really want to eat at the Three Broomsticks for breakfast. You could do that after early park admission. Mistake number 3, not getting things ready the night before. Make sure to have all your things ready and packed the night before. That way you're ready to go right away and you don't have to worry about getting out late. It can be especially tricky to leave if you have children. What I like to do is I lay out their clothes the night before. I pick what they're going to wear, and that's something that you can also do for yourself. That will help you to be able to get out the door faster. It's really important to be prepared as much as you can the night before. And of course, make sure you have an alarm set. Think about how long it might take you to get ready in the morning so you can set your alarm accordingly. Mistake number 4, not leaving early enough or not getting there early enough. When you go to early park admission, you want to be at the gate at least 30 or 45 minutes before early park admission. That's because Universal might allow guests in a little bit early, and so you can get ahead of the game and make sure you get to Hagrid's before the line gets really long if that's where you're heading. So you want to be front of the line, and if you want to be front of the line, you got to get there extra early. Most people head to Hagrid's because the line gets really long. It stays long throughout the whole day. But if you don't want to ride Hagrid's, there's also other rides you could go on, or you could do interactive wand spots, because that would be really fun. During the day, it can get really busy at the Wizarding World, so getting those interactive wand spots when there's not a big crowd would be ideal. Another way to ensure that you'll get there early is think about how long it'll take for you to get to Universal from where you're staying, so you know what time to leave. That way you will be sure to arrive early. Now the final mistake number 5, not having a plan. Make sure you plan out where you will go first. That way you're not wasting your time trying to decide during early park admission. You only have an hour, so use it wisely. Like I said, most people go to Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. During EPA is a great time to ride because it gets the longest wait times. It often will get up to 120 minutes, sometimes even longer than that. And so if you see it at 60 minutes, that is actually really rare, but it's usually a couple hour wait. So if you decide to go to Hagrid's during early park admission, that will be ideal because you can get it done early in the day and you don't have to worry about those really long lines. But you also need to be aware that sometimes Hagrid's does have a delayed opening. When we were there, we had issues with that. We went to Hagrid's for early park admission and we ended up waiting about an hour. So we used up our whole early park admission hour standing in line. But other times, Hagrid's is open and it works just fine. So, but you do want to be aware of that because if there is a delay, you have to make a plan B and go somewhere else, go to a different ride or do some other activity. Another thing to be aware of is that Universal only has some rides open. The whole park is not open during early park admission. You have Universal Studios and Universal Islands of Adventure, and only both of those parks are open for early park admission if it's a really busy time of the year. But if only one park is open, it will be Islands of Adventure, and you'll have the Velocicoaster plus the Wizarding World. There's 3 rides in the Wizarding World that you can go to. But if Universal Studios is open, you have the Wizarding World there in Diagon Alley, and also you have Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. Now, let's talk about the other way that you can get early park admission. Universal has over 20 partner hotels. And if you book a Universal Orlando vacation package, you can get early park admission for those hotels. But just remember, you cannot get early park admission just by booking at a Universal partner hotel. You have to get a vacation package, which is your tickets and your hotel together. To book a Universal Orlando package, you can go to their website and book it through there. You can also get a travel agent who does Universal vacations and make sure to tell them that you do want early park admission. There might be something extra they need to do, I'm not sure. But there is a caveat. The shuttle service they have is limited and they may not leave early enough for early park admission. So you'll want to call ahead to make sure that they leave at the right time. However, if you're planning on using a car, then you won't have to worry about the shuttle service at all. Well, I hope you found this information useful. Let me know if there are any mistakes that I've missed that you think should be on this list. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a great day.